Hi, welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. Just changing a flow switch. At the moment I've got the old one out and I've got common on my right and normally closed on my left, and it's connected up to my multimeter. Okay, I think the problem with the float switch was the paddle. With the new one you get 4 different paddles. This isn't the one, I've used it, so you get 4 different paddles of different sizes. Imagine this one is longer and you can attach them on here. Okay, let's go into how I changed it. So here's my flow switch. It's on my supply from my boiler, and there's my connections. So on the right, you can see there on the right, it's funny, it's not labeled here. On the right you have the common, the red, and then normally closed back here, and then you have it would be like this with the paddle inside, and as the water comes by it needs a paddle, sends a signal back to the BMS that all is well. What I did first and foremost is I switched my boiler off, let the pump circulate the rest of the heat, then switched off my pumps. It's a twin pump I'm dealing with here. Once my pump was off, I came to my isolation valve, my flow isolation valve, and then closed it. Then up here I closed my return isolation. Then I used my square key to isolate this fill point, filling my system. I haven't traced this pipe back, it's possibly also a bypass, but I have to isolate here, otherwise I will be continuing to get water in my system, and I'm trying to isolate locally. I connected my drain off to this point, my drain hose to this drain off, and then quarter turn and it was open. I vented my twin pumps from this point here and this point round here. Then I turned the power off because I had 230 volts coming down my common. I turned the power off. I safely isolated, ensured that the power was definitely off, and then I put my connections safely to one side in terminal blocks, and then down here in this bush we wound out the connection, and then got my Loctite to wrap around the connection and then screwed it in. Then I opened back up my valve over here and then checked to make, so I gradually opened it, not fully, then checked to make sure that I didn't have any leaks, and closed my drain off and so on afterwards, after my connection was done and my wiring was done and so on. And then I vented my pumps, opened up both isolations, flow and return, then turned my pumps on, ensured my pumps were bled, and then boiler on. Then I checked on my system to see if I had a problem with the flow switch, and then I no longer had a problem. So job complete. Thank you for joining me. Until next time. Bye bye bye.